think, act, and prosper. You are now tuned into the Money Level Show.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So what's going on with the SPY? We saw the SPY correct hugely recently, and it's broke some trend lines or whatnot. What are you looking at in regards to the SPY?
Yeah, the spider's right. It's such an amazing chart, and it kind of just shows you tick for tick how the trend was very strong to the upside, but it slowly got weaker and weaker until finally breaking. And on this chart, this is the coolest thing ever. I love showing this chart. You can see here, we start in March of 2020. This is when the COVID panic, when we got to those lows, we had that huge decline. And then you could notice how the rally initially was the strongest here. The reason why you know it was the strongest is because it got the furthest away from this line. Look at the distance between the line and the where the price action was, and look at the distance this way until it came back and kissed that line right there. Notice the next segment from that point, it's less height and less distance. And this time you actually tag the line. Then you go away, less height again, less distance. So again, as the height gets less and less, what that's telling you is that the rally is still intact, but it's getting weaker. And in each time it's coming back to the trend line to check the trend line more and more to the point where it pierces here. Then it pierces even more. And finally, you confirm. And confirmation is one of the signals that I look for, which is basically a close below a major trend line and then a close below that low. That's telling me there's a breakdown there. Now, even after that breakdown, they still got the market back up to new highs. But notice it never really got back above that line. It told us that time was up. And then we rolled over here. Now, what's even more amazing here is that for the first time since March of 2020, the low that we achieved 2 days ago was lower than the last low. All prior lows were higher lows, low, higher, 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 higher. All of a sudden, we now have a lower low. What that tells me is there's a likely change in trend going on in this market where we're going to either go in more of a sideways to lower channel or we're going to start to roll over more quickly in the market. So really some interesting stuff going on right now, really epic into year end.
Okay, so should we be rolling out the Hearst and getting the bears ready for the SPY, or what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, so just to put it in perspective, I am short the indices, right? So I'm short the Nasdaq 100, I'm short some of the S&P 500. I have some individual shorts out there on names that have just gotten way out of control. You know, a name like Crocs is just ridiculous. I love how Crocs came out like a week or two ago and we're like, 5 years from now we're going to do $5 billion in revenue, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know what I'm going to eat tomorrow. I've never heard of a company that even can tell what they're going to do in revenue in a year from now. This company is just like, you know, basically they're just blowing smoke to try and get more people to buy their stock. And that to me is a signal to actually sell it. So there's certain stocks like that I think are good shorting opportunities. I do think the markets ultimately head down. I do think there's some long opportunities out there like the Chinese stocks where you could see money flow come out of U.S. equities and find their home in the Chinese names as well. So longs and shorts are available out there, no doubt.